When logging company mechanics Ken Leopard and Ken Murdoch found a newborn baby abandoned by the side of the road, the tiny child was nearly frozen to death. The two men radioed a desperate call for help that was relayed immediately to 911.
Emergency.
This is Sharon at Cascade Timber Company. I have a mechanic and some people up by the burn that was up at the lake. He just called in and he said to please hurry with a sheriff or a state policeman up to that gate that goes in. He's very shook up. He said they have found something.
Okay.
And he sounds extremely agitated, and I've never heard him that way before.
Lep told me he thought he'd heard something. He thought the baby was alive, so I ran back down the bank and checked him, and he moved one eyelid just a little bit, I think.
He's alive, Lep.
He's just like a piece of cold meat out of the refrigerator.
The blanket was soaking wet that he was wrapped in. He was froze stiff, and heck, I didn't know what to do. We were scared to death he was going to die on us.
Are you still there, Sharon?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, Jesus, okay, will do. He said someone has dumped a baby out there. It's still alive. They need an ambulance.
They want to meet us somewhere along the line.
He said if they're going to wrap it up if you want to meet him somewhere along the line. He said that baby's not going to make it much longer. They need an ambulance.
Okay, we'll get somebody out there, okay?
Thank you. Bye.
Emergency units were immediately dispatched. With each passing second, the baby's life was slipping away.
You could see he was really close to dying. First thought was to get him warm, so I stripped my coveralls off, took my sweatshirt off, and slid it underneath him so it'd be halfway dry.
We'll get him in the truck.
We both looked at each other and said, let's not wait. We can't wait. He's too close. So we finally picked him up and set him in the front seat of the truck and rolled the windows up and turned the heater up all the way and on one hand telling each other, well, he's going to be all right. And Ken kept telling him, you're going to be okay, little guy, And then in the back of our minds thinking, he's too far gone.
They headed for the hospital.
Both of us were just so scared that he wasn't going to make it. You could see just right on the edge. So I just kept talking to him.
You're all right.
Sheriff's Deputy Tom Johnson went to the scene.
It really hit home hard. Because here's a brand new baby. It appears the woman that had the baby possibly had the baby right there and then just wrapped it up and just discarded it. So like so much baggage. I saw this pickup truck flashing its headlights up and down.
It's a newborn. He's not going to make it very long.
The baby's color he almost looked blue-gray. It almost didn't even look like he was alive.
Dispatch 31, request you have an ambulance response code 3. This is a brand new baby.
Ken just gathered the baby up and went around to the back of the ambulance, and they met him there, and they had to chase him out of the back of the ambulance. He was going to go with them.
You form a bond real quick with a baby like that. And you sit there and hold on to him so tight, and I didn't want to put him down. It was a funny feeling, like you just feel like he's yours. Not something you want to just walk away and leave. Something you want to take home with you and hold him tight.
Paramedic Brian Gronke examined the newborn baby.
The baby was just white. It was so cold. We have hypothermic thermometers which go down to 84 degrees, and they wouldn't even read on air. You couldn't get any pulses as far as like on his neck or on his arm or anything like that. I really didn't think he had a lot of chances.
12 miles away, at the Merle West Medical Center, an ER team was mobilized, including pediatric nurse Barb Diorki.
We did not assume it was going to be a baby that was frozen, was rigid, on death's door.
When we laid him down in the ER, hooked him back up to the heart monitor, and his heart had stopped at that point. And I think that was probably the most scary part, is when I first laid him down, I was like, it's over, we've lost him. I couldn't even get his jaw open. He's just too cold. There's no heart rate.
I don't hear anything. Let's go ahead and see if we can get him in the baby. Yeah, go ahead.
Dr. Trainer was next to me. We were suctioning the mouth, and she said, open the mouth. And I said, I'm trying. The baby was so cold. The jaw was rigid. Could barely get it to open.
Pediatrician Dr. Charles s.w.a.t was also called into the emergency room.
When I first got the call and was leaving the office, I told my office staff that I didn't think it would be very long before I would be back, because it didn't sound like this baby was salvageable. I thought the dear Lord would determine whether this baby was going to survive or not, and I just do my part.
At the scene where the two Kens found the baby, sheriff's investigators looked for clues to help them find his mother.
His rate's picking up a little bit. Heart rate 68.
By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 hours after he had been here, the baby's temperature had made it to 94 degrees. He was trying to cry and just improved constantly. It was just truly a miracle.
Within a few hours, the baby was doing well enough to be transferred to the nursery and given a name, Benjamin Kenneth Forrest.
I left at about 3:30 and turned Benjamin's care over to the nurse on the next shift. And at that point, I looked down. I said, you're going to make it, Ben. I just know that you are.
I called the hospital, asked him if he was going to keep all his fingers and toes and everything, because he was awfully cold. And they said, is this one of the Kens? And I said, yeah. They said, well, you can come and see this baby 24 hours a day if you want to. They said, we consider you guys family. Of course, we got instantly attached to him. We both just fell in love with him. And the fact that we'd saved his life hadn't even really hit me yet.
I think it was about the third night when we were up at the hospital, and some women that had been up there several times visiting the baby, watching him through the windows. She walked up and asked me if I was one of the heroes. I just felt like climbing under the nearest table. You know, that's not me. You just do what you have to do, and you don't think of it in that text.
It was a Christmas story kind of situation. We were preparing for Christmas, and here this baby from nowhere was brought into us. You could just feel the unifying force surrounding Benjamin.
In the true spirit of Christmas, the baby who had no family and nowhere to live received hundreds of offers from people who wanted to help. After 2 weeks in the hospital, baby Benjamin was adopted.
Christmas had a lot to do with it. As a matter of fact, when we were out being interviewed, they kept trying to put some religious ties to it. You know, do you think God had anything to do with this and everything? And Ken and I both kind of looked at each other, and then he said, no, but he said it does make you believe in Santa Claus. I thought that was really cute. He's not cute, but that was cute.
Wishing for that Ferrari.
Baby Benjamin might never know the two Kens who saved his life, but the memory of him and the events of that cold December day will be with them forever.
Recently I had a birthday, and we were talking about little Benjamin that day and hoping that he has a lot of happy birthdays in the future. I'm sure he will.
Next.
There's always a possibility that there's a disturbance still going on, whether you hear anything inside or not.
Bridge crash, please.